Alright, we should be live. Let me go make a quick thumbnail. Gotta make it look all fancy, you know? What's going on, Rob?
I hope we get like $30 jump right now. Tesla, send it. Manifesting it.
Bro, that scared the fuck out of me, dude. I just saw two fighter jets like fly right over me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? They got one of those air shows going on out here.
Yeah, the air show. Yeah.
And then, yeah, I Googled it on my phone. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
They're fucking after you, Jay.
You're being attacked.
They're onto you, man. They're about to drop the fucking fighter jets, land right on you, man. Parachute.
Literally, I seen this thing flying through the sky. I'm like, is that a bird? What is that?
Excuse me. What's going on, Alan?
Fucking warship.
Alright, let's take a look. You said yesterday you mentioned the 0.13 prime fib regarding breakouts. When Microsoft broke all-time high during pre-market and opened up higher, it was above the prime fib, so I was comfortably taking the trade. You said I bought 10x 300 0 days to expiration calls at 95 cents, targeting the 0.50 fib, almost $2 higher. Sold half at 203 and the remaining at 252. Thank you for the extra confidence to take that trade. Microsoft was a beast today. Amen. That's a really good trade. Good job, man. Fantastic trade. Yeah, Microsoft was on fire today for sure. So you picked the best one out of all big tech. And yeah, exactly. If you use that fib technique I taught you guys yesterday, you broke right through that 0.13 fib, smacked right into the targets at 301, 302. You're even hitting the secondary targets at 305. Next target would be 306. That's for like day trading. I'm using that same exact technique actually, and I told you guys the targets in Discord. If you take a look at this on a daily, you can grab the range right here, this little impulse, and then we broke the 0.13 fib, pulled back, retested. This is a bullish pullback, popped up, hit our targets 297, 299. Next targets would be 305 and 307. So 305 is already hit, 307, and then 315 would be the final targets. So really clean move on Microsoft. Rob said, can you look at Bitcoin? Yeah, we're going to go over Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks really good, honestly. It did exactly what I thought I was going to do yesterday. I was actually in a long yesterday, but I got stopped out overnight. I went to bed around like 1:30. I had a scalp that I was looking to scalp this, just a small little 1 to 2% push higher. But it just went sideways literally all day last night. And went to bed. Stop loss was really tight, got hit, and then it hit our target. So really nice move. Just a little early on that one. If you guys looked at like the 30-minute on Bitcoin, you had some beautiful buy candles on the OTS. You had a really nice test of the value area low. If you bring this back to like where we were, not where it is now. So like if you look at the current profile, it was very balanced, right? So during the balanced profile, you buy the low, sell the high. And you could have bought the value area low. You could have bought the support node below the node and you would have done very well. For now, it's building a pretty big node up here, slightly acting as resistance currently. If it pulls back to the value area high, which it just did, if you hold that, it's very bullish. You do have some single prints down here around 48.1. Those could be tested. If you pull back to retest the range high around like 47.6, that could be very bullish too. So for now, it definitely looks pretty good. Levi said, I'm long Microsoft here looking for the top of the value area. Good luck, man. It looks really good. Can we take a look at ADA? Let's take a look. Pretty extended on the daily. If you weren't already long on this, it would be very hard to long up here. You could long a pullback to the previous high, long a pullback of the all-time high pivot, somewhere around 220, 219, 230, anywhere in that area would be decent. Right here, though, you're kind of longing a top doji. It's kind of sketch. If we go down to a lower time frame, we're kind of balancing out here on the profile, but it's distribution, right? So we're distributing, so it's slightly bearish. If you hold the value area low, which we currently are, this could be a little buy the dip into the value area high, but it definitely looks like it's kind of rolling over. It's like distributing, so a little bearish. A lot of support down here around like 237, 234. So if you do pull back to retest that area, that could be a decent place to look for some longs as well. But if you lose that level, you could get an 80% rule all the way down to 204. So that would be pretty nasty. What's going on, Native? ZM said, are those moving averages? I do have a couple moving averages on my chart. This is the 200. This green one is the 8 moving average. This is the OTS trail. It's part of the Oasis trading suite. So it acts like a moving average, but it's not a moving average. But yeah, the green line is the 80 MA. The orange line is the 200. And then I also pull up to 50 every now and then. That's the red one. Looking at ES today, we kind of repaired this little section right here. We had nice value being found on, today's Friday, that's Thursday, Wednesday. So nice value being found on Wednesday. Then we found value lower, and then we popped back up into that same area, and we fulfilled, actually didn't fulfill it yet, almost. You still have a little bit of room to go for that 80% trade. So as long as we hold above the value area low, which we currently are, you should get 44.50, and that would finish that rule. But for now, this is very bullish. You had an outside kind of day here, and now we're recovering on the current day. So very nice price action. Pre-market was a little bearish, but then as soon as it opened up on the live session, it's been straight up almost. So very good break of pre-market. Nice little reclaim of Thursday and Wednesday. Basically the same thing for NASDAQ. A little bit more bullish on NASDAQ. You can see how it's reclaiming 3 days worth of value. So we had 3 days worth of value. This day here was pretty bearish. And then we popped above it, had a strong close. And then the pre-market session here was a little bearish, but if you looked at the grand scheme of things, that's actually a bull flag, so pretty bullish. But if you're looking at just this price action here, kind of bearish, putting in lower highs. But it's actually part of the flagpole there. So that's a little bull flag. Once we broke out of that, you had a little bit of resistance on these 2 days here, the value areas. And then we reclaimed those very easily. No resistance. And then same thing here. You have the 80% rule all the way up into 15,139, which we're almost finished already, about halfway there. So as long as you hold on to 15,000, you should be climbing. Really nice price action so far.
Hey, Deja, how's Apple looking today?
Take a look. It's still struggling below that 150. There's a lot of pivots right where it is. 1 hour, 15 minute, 30 minute. I think a 4 hour pivot. So until you break like 149, 150, there's just pivots on every time frame above you.
Look at Facebook. Facebook is about to get higher today. Looks like it's about to storm into the close.
Facebook looks really good. Yesterday bounced off the pivot, bounced off the level I gave you guys at 351. As long as it holds 350, 351, you should be going into the gap fill at 373. Looks like a bulldog for me. You have a perfect bulldog being created.
Yep, we're about to claim higher day.
That block trade I told you guys about on Q's right before stream, that is pushing us higher for sure. 600,000 shares came in, then another 200,000 shares right after that, pushing us up pretty easily. Hey Nihal, what's going on?
Yo, check my picture in chat. Doesn't that look kind of sketch if you didn't know what was going on?
Yeah, that's funny. You see Johnny got dime? That's funny as hell. he never sees him coming, dude.
Got dime with what?
Look at the chat.
Too easy.
What do pivots represent? They're price inefficiencies. They give you support and resistance levels based on price inefficiencies. What's going on with Chewy? I haven't looked at Chewy recently. It's getting slaughtered is what's going on. Oh, here's a daily pivot though. Look at that. If it holds this pivot at 86.50, that's not bad.
Look at big tech. Oh my god.
You said best order book, also with bid sets, best resource word. Not sure what you're asking, man, to be honest. For Bitcoin, you're asking like what is the best order book? You mean like the best chart? Like who to use for your order book? So how's our profile looking for this week? If we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, take all 5 days this week, that's what our profile is going to close like. And that's pretty balanced. It almost did what I said it was going to do. It had one nasty day here. Like I talked about at the start of the week, I told you guys it wouldn't be unusual if it stayed between like 443 and 446 and just hovered there and filled in that section. It did what I thought, but it filled in a little lower. It filled in from like 440 to 445. So about 1 to 2 points lower than I thought. We had that nasty little pullback on Thursday. But very balanced, filling in that section that we didn't really get a lot of price action the prior weeks. So not too bad. We had a pretty shallow tail towards the top because we only had price action there for about 1 day. So starting next week, if we can start to hold above like 445, that's very bullish. And then we'll start pushing into that tail will fill the gap pretty early, I think. Hold above that gap, above like 446.60, it could look really good moving forward. And then to the downside, as long as we don't lose like 440 even, it should be okay. Not a bad week. Best order book resource for Bitcoin. If you're looking for order book stuff like depth, Trading Light's pretty good. Trading Light is a program, or it's a website, I guess you could say. They give you heat map information, so you can see like where the people are putting their orders in the order book and how heavy they are. There's also a program called Bookmap. Bookmap is free. You can Google Bookmap. You can connect that to crypto exchanges and get some order book information as well. That's about it. You got exo charts, but they don't really have order book stuff. It's more of like volume profile stuff. Good day for our shippers, recovering most of the drops from yesterday. A couple of them still have a little bit ways to go. Home Depot and Lowe's not giving you any opportunity to get in. Home Depot did, but Lowe's is really the one we're looking for. Bitcoin and ES are almost identical today. Nearly identical. Nice move in the morning and then kind of consolidating now.
Facebook just did another high day.
Those programs are called Trading Light, LITE, and Bookmap, spelled the way it sounds. Q's looks really good. Probably gonna go higher here. How's our spread doing? Let's take a look. Still have about 15%, which is not bad. We still have 2 months to expiration.
Let's go. 359 is about to be reclaimed on Facebook. Send.
SPY and Qs, flipping the 200 EMA on the 5 and 15 minute. I think of the 30 minute as well. Yeah, 30 minute as well.
Flipping bullish or?
Yeah, bullish, yep. So very nice trend shift, bouncing off it on the 1 hour, never really lost it too much. Definitely a good sign. Q's breaking out of the value area high of August 16th, which is like the last resistance here until you get to the price cap. Lots of buy signals on the 5 minute leading us higher here.
Facebook tearing into the close. Let's go. 360 incoming. We moving fast right now. Accelerating.
Yeah, that block trade guy is getting paid for sure. Funny, Q's was struggling earlier while SPY was hitting all-time or high day. Now Q's is ripping through high day and SPY is not there yet. Oh, not high day just yet, almost there. Q's is a 5 minute pinch on the Momo here, very bullish. VIX is down 15% today, that's good. Dixie's still stable though. Yeah, Netflix is still stuck at that area where we sold yesterday, 548. Is there a lot of open interest on that contract, Dom? On 368? There might be some hedge pressure on those contracts. Let me take a look. There's a lot of open interest on the 370s. $370s, 375s, those are too far out. 368s have 17,000. What about the puts? Puts have 27,000 on the 365, so they're kind of pushing them away from that level. What about August 23rd? Let's take a look. Not a whole lot of open interest on the August 23rds, the weeklies. Same thing with the August 25th. Not a lot of people trading the decent amount on the 362 puts. That's about it. Damn, look at September's already. September 17th, the next month. There's already a ton of open interest on the 375s, the calls, and the 380 calls. And the 370s. Jesus, massive open interest on the 360 puts. 64,000 for Qs.
Oh, Qs.
I'd assume those 64, the 360, 64K, they're probably hedges. They're within one standard deviation, so probably not a big guy selling those. ES looks ready to rip here, flipping the pivot. Not a whole lot of steam, not a whole lot of volume. To get some more buyers up here, can push this node. Yeah, it's failing the value area high currently. This pivot up here would be an easy target, 444. That's the pivot that nuked us yesterday and 2 days ago. That pivot came in, just went straight down. That's right, Dom. That was the Fed minutes. Yep. Fed minutes popped up. It went from pivot to pivot, too. Bounced off this pivot here. Popped up. This pivot came in, nuked it. Bounced off another pivot. Put in a new one. It's a nice little double pivot there. Popped and then nuked. Once he broke the double pivot, it was over. Just nothing but pivots back to back. Then you finally had that flip. We talked about that yesterday. Put in the pivot, bounced off it beautifully, and then that was the bottom. I think that was also a 30-minute pivot on ES, yeah. ES had the 30-minute, bounced off it. Same thing down here, pivot, bounce off. What's beautiful about the pivots on ES, especially the blue ones, they're almost always dojis. Like this doji's perfect, that doji's perfect. Little hammer doji there. These ones are more of like big engulfing candles. But they come in right around dojis almost every time. It's not liking the value area high currently. You scalp the pop and you miss the nuke. Yeah, it's hard to flip that quickly. Especially if you like scalp a bounce and you make money. You don't want to flip into shorting. Because like, oh, you're like, oh, I just made so much money on that long. I want a long again. So like you're waiting for a long and it just doesn't happen. It just goes straight down. Did FTT bounce yet or is it still nuking? Big bull div coming in, 5-minute bull div. It's struggling though. Not a bad area. 30-minute blue pivot, 200 EMA, 5-minute bull div. You do have a Momo pinch, so you want to wait for that to break. The daily's hideous. He broke a 4-hour pivot too. That's not good. What is blowing up my cheddar flow? DoorDash, and ton of Alibaba coming in. I would not be trading Chinese stocks right now. They are September 3rd, 157.50s. What is that about? At $1.25 million. These Hilton ones are very interesting. I don't know if you guys on stream saw those today, but massive order, 13 million in one order on Hilton. Then you had some little tester orders before that came in for about $1 million. He bought the 120s for November 19th. I think it's actually been bouncing since he bought. What was the spot price? He bought them at spot 120.25. Yeah, it's up about a point. So he's making money. What's coming in now? Any big dark pools right now? No, no names we watch. Buy finally breaking out. Q's kind of leading the way here. Those buy signals played out beautifully on Q's 5-minute. Pretty slow Friday. The biggest movers today are almost all stocks we don't even look at. ZH, YMM, VMEO, PACB. I haven't even heard of half these names. LZ. Here's the first name I recognize, Wolf. Wolf is Petco, I believe. Yeah, Petco. This could be a massive bulldog in the making, which would be ironic as hell. Petco bottoming off a massive bulldog. Could you imagine? Send that thing to like 30, 35. They had good earnings, I think. Yeah, they beat earnings. I'd keep an eye on that, to be honest. Could turn into a massive bulldog. After that, there's DLO, FL, which is Foot Locker. They're getting hurt now. And then MicroStrategy. Nice hammer on MicroStrategy weekly. What's the weekly close looking like on SPY? Not the greatest. Pretty nasty. Doji. But typically you can see back on the weeklies. When SPY weeklies close with nice bottom wicks like this, they typically go higher. You can see all these bottom wicks that come in. They're almost always bullish. So it doesn't matter how ugly the candle is. If it has a long bottom wick, it's usually a good thing. Same thing with Qs. You can see the bottom wicks when they come in. These were very easy buy signals. Pretty nice candle close on Qs, to be honest. IWM still looking pretty bad. Yeah, Dixie's not really moving. We're ramping off the ADMA here on SPY and Qs.
Oh wow, I like Apple into the close. Well, big tech in general, they all look the same. Oh, dog, I can't wait until equities close. Crypto weekend. What if we blast off, hit 50K, from 50K we just launched to 60?
I wouldn't doubt it. Looks pretty good going into the weekend, to be honest.
This is the last weekend. We had the bearish weekend. This is the bullish weekend. Let's go.
The full moon's this weekend, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Sunday.
There you go. Microsoft worked out. Tech looking good. It really is. Yeah, Microsoft's on fire. Rob said it'd be a little pullback on Bitcoin, then rally to 50K. Yeah, I think 50K is not unreasonable, really. What a boring day.
Bro, Fridays suck.
Yeah, they've been pretty slow recently.
No volume on anything.
Last week was boring as hell too. This is almost identical to what I was staring at all last night on Bitcoin trying to scalp. So irritating. Second I go to bed, all the fun happens, dude.
We literally all went to bed.
Yeah, the second we all hopped off Discord, 3 a.m., all the fun happened. 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., it's always like that. You gotta move to Eastern Asia to have the right hours.
I used to have my sleep schedule that I wake up every day at 4 a.m., take a log, and close it at 6 a.m.
There you go. You would have did that today, you would have bought the bottom.
For sure.
I'm gonna try to scalp this weekend if I'm not busy. See how it goes. It's like staring at paint dry though. But in hindsight, if I would have just set my bid around the value area low last night, you would have got filled and bought the bottom. I was trying to scalp the 5-minute instead of trading the 30-minute, which you should be trading. The 30-minute is pretty much perfect on volume profile. No, you can scalp any of the big tech, Dom. Except for like Amazon. Their spreads are too big. Everything else you can scalp very easily. Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Netflix. And Netflix is almost there with Amazon. The spreads are pretty wide. But we used to do that back when we first started Discord last year. We'd buy like Microsoft options or Apple options, hold them for a day or two, and get out of them. I know it's not exactly scalping, but we'd buy them at close and sell them at open, which is, in terms of how long we held them, it was pretty much scalping. The best days to scalp big tech or like honestly anything like same day options are Mondays and Fridays. You like how Moderna had bad news today and they're up 2%? These vaccine companies are untouchable, man. It's like Johnson & Johnson long term. Do you know how many lawsuits Johnson & Johnson has had? You know how many lawsuits they've had to pay out, like settlements? It doesn't matter. Their company is untouchable. Big pharma companies, they can literally give people cancer and their companies still go up. Look at all these buy the dip arrows. Every single one of these buy the dip arrows on Johnson & Johnson played out beautifully. These companies are untouchable. And now they have a recurring revenue stream from the world governments. You will probably never see a dip like this on Pfizer again. Like the 08 crisis. You will probably never see that again on any of the vaccine companies. Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. What I'm really interested to see, and this will kind of determine if the vaccine companies are going to continue to rock it, is when they all release their first booster shot, how many people are actually getting the boosters? Because that's going to be a big tell. If we see, I'd say like over 50 to 60% getting the boosters, then that means they're probably going to continue to get the boosters for as long as they're given. It's going to be like the flu shot, right? But if you see like an abysmal percentage of people getting the boosters compared to the people that got the first shot or the 2 doses, right? Then their companies are going to struggle with the vaccine revenue. But that will be a massive tell. If they get a huge percentage of the original population that got vaccinated to get the booster shots, it's just non-stop revenue. And it's not just US. Those companies are selling their vaccines to other countries around the world. Like Canada put in massive orders. You have UK putting in massive orders. Israel.
Oh shit, we just typed 49K. Facebook into the close.
Value high just sold off on Microsoft. Let's take a look.
Facebook just made a high.
Microsoft is hitting one of its swing trade targets. There's a swing trade target around 307, 306. So it's topping out right in that area. There's a lot of Fibonacci resistance up here. This is a very bullish day, though. Nice little pop, consolidate, wait for the moving averages to catch up, find some value, right? Push higher on Monday.
Apple's trying to reach high day.
Ballsy here.
$70K in open interest on those Qs, enough to keep the ceiling. Didn't seem excessively high. Spoke too soon. Yeah, Qs is breaking a little bit. Oil's been selling off with the Afghan stuff. You're coming into the 200 EMA. If it bounced off the 200 EMA, I would definitely be bullish, but it's getting pretty weak. You do have a bottom warning coming in on the Momo. The last warning predicted this entire move here. So this could be a nice little area, especially right around the 200. Very bullish profile. The value area high is nearly identical to the high a day. Very bullish. Got 1 minute left, and then we can all enjoy our weekend. Unless Bitcoin goes to zero, and then we're all fucked. And there's the bell. The boring Friday is over. Nvidia closed the day with over 1 million calls. They had a lot of puts today too, but they're definitely getting some call action. Microsoft had 700,000 calls, also has a lot of puts. Mara's getting a lot of calls. Snow's getting a lot of calls. Cisco, a lot of tech stuff. But all right, guys, I'm gonna call it on that. Like I said yesterday, today will be the last day for that little promotion I gave you guys. If you sign up for the $30 tier of our Discord today, put in the refer where it asks you who referred you. Put that you're from YouTube, and then just put whatever indicator you would like to use during your stay, and I'll grant you guys access to that. Besides that, I'll have the weekly watch list done on Sunday, so make sure you guys check that out. That'll be on YouTube and in Discord, and then I will have more analysis coming on Monday as well. So make sure you guys stop by on Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you guys are in Discord, I'll see you guys Monday morning. All right, guys. You guys have a good weekend. I'll catch you guys on Monday. Peace.